everybody ready? All right. So tonight's class is a Vin Yin Core. Hopefully the rain holds off till after class. I think it will. But we'll try to get in as much as we can before the potential rain, and then we'll see what happens. So let's just start out in a comfortable seat. And when I said Vin Yin Core, that means the first part will be more movement, more Vinyasa based. The second part, we're going to kind of slow down with Yin Yoga. We'll have a little core sprinkled in between, and we'll do some specific core exercises kind of in the middle of class. All right, so just roll your shoulders up and back a few times. And we'll just start here with some seated breath work, either just closing your eyes or softening your gaze, looking out at the water. And just start to lengthen your breath, just kind of really tuning into your breath. With each breath, just feel your body start to relax a little bit more, and your mind really start to become present. Just really starting to notice and observe the feeling of being outdoors right now in the marina. So feeling that nice breeze, noticing the sound of the waves, the wind, cloudy sky, the sun setting, and embracing all of this as part of our practice and part of our experience. Just take a moment to set an intention before we start, or just remind yourself of something positive, something you're grateful for. Then just slowly open up your eyes. We're going to inhale, just reach our arms out and up, finding length, dropping your head back, looking up towards the clouds. And then exhale, reach your arms back out and down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up, feel the sides of your body lifting up as you reach, looking up. Exhale, making your way back down, taking your time. All right, last one, reach up. Let's interlace the hands at the top. Bring your palms up to the sky, drawing your shoulders back. Just staying here for a few breaths. Good. One more inhale. And then exhale, you can make your way down. We'll just place our hands on our knees and just start to move in a few circles. It doesn't matter which direction you start with. We'll do about 3 to 4 in one direction. Just moving your body, whatever feels good. And then you can switch about 3 or 4 circles, moving in the other direction. Good. After you've done your last circle, we're just going to make our way onto our hands and knees. Moving through a few rounds of cat-cow pose, just going at your own pace. On your inhales, you're going to drop your belly, lift your tailbone, look up. Exhale to round. Rounding your back, rounding your shoulders, bringing your chin in towards your chest. Warming up your spine, moving with your breath. About 2 more rounds. Good. And then just coming to a neutral tabletop, we're going to take the right leg back, flex the foot, keep the toe on the mat. Opposite arm is going to reach forward. Good. Lift up through the core, draw the shoulders apart, and then lift that back leg up. Just going to hold it here. Energy's reaching from the fingertips and pushing back through the heels. Good. Nice, strong core, deep breaths. Either staying here for 2 or 3 more breaths, or you can bend that back knee, reach your hand back for the top of the foot. So maybe you can reach it, maybe you can't. Maybe just trying for fun. If you can reach it, you're going to press the foot into the hand. Good. One more deep breath. And then inhale, reach it out long and release, and we'll just switch sides. So take your time to set up. Left foot back, keep the toes on the mat, flex the foot, draw the shoulders apart, lift up through the core, reach that opposite arm forward, and then when you're ready, lift that back foot up. Energy's reaching from the fingertips, pressing back through the heel, keeping your eyes focused at your fingers, deep breath. Either just staying here, or you could bend that back knee, reach the hand back, reaching for the top of that foot. If you have it, press the foot into the hand. Little quad stretch. Good. And then inhale, release. All right, we're just going to sit back for a brief child's pose. About 3 deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, just making your way into a downward facing dog. So spreading out the fingers, lifting your hips up and back, stretching it out in your down dog. Waking up your muscles, heel toeing your feet. Maybe just noticing where you're tight or what feels good here. In your down dog, you always want to remember to spread out your fingers because that really helps ground through the hands and protects the wrists. From here, we're going to move through a low vinyasa. So you're going to roll forward to a plank, pause, nice strong plank, drawing the shoulders apart, lifting up through the core. So chaturanga, you can either lower down from here or you could drop the knees down if you wanted. Elbows hug the ribs coming all the way to your stomach. Draw the shoulders back, lift up your head, neck, and chest, little back bend. Exhale, come back down, and we'll make our way back into a downward facing dog. 3 to 5 deep breaths, stretching it out. Relax your head and neck so your chin's towards your chest, looking maybe between your legs towards your knees. And then from here, bend the knees a little bit more, look up to your hands, and then walk or step your feet up to your hands to come to a forward fold. We'll start out with the ragdoll forward fold, keeping a bend in the knees, lifting up through the hips, letting your head and neck relax, maybe swaying side to side a few times. And then inhale to come to a half lift, straightening the legs, good. Exhale, fold deeper. Next inhale, reach your arms out long, either forward or out to the side. Extending through the arms, extended mountain pose, good. Exhale to bring your hands to your heart center. We're going to flow through a sun salutation. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Moving with your breath, inhale, half lift. Exhale to bend your knees, plant your hands, coming back to a plank. And then lowering down chaturanga either to an up dog or a cobra pose. Draw the shoulders back away from the ears. Exhale, coming into downward facing dog. 3 to 5 deep breaths, resetting in down dog. And then bend your knees, look up to your hands, walk step, or you could even try a light hop, feet to hands, coming into a half lift. Exhale, folding deeper. Next inhale, find length through your arms, reach up, extended mountain pose. If you want, maybe a little back bend, reaching back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's inhale, reach out and up. Interlace your hands. We're going to come to a side stretch. So pointer fingers up. So stretching out the sides or the obliques. Keeping the hips over top of the feet. We're stretching the upper body, straightening the arms. Keep breathing. Good. And then come back up through to the center, switch sides. Inhale, back up through to the center. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. Going through another vinyasa and just kind of adding on. So inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, coming back to a plank. Take your time, lowering down to an up dog or cobra pose. Coming into downward facing dog. All right, from here, we're going to do a little bit of core work. So come forward onto a plank. Good. Draw your shoulders apart. Your hands are under your shoulders. And we're just doing a one-legged plank. So take that right foot straight back. Point the toe. Good. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that foot down. We're going straight to the other side. So other foot's going to come back. Point the toe. Draw the shoulders apart for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're just going to press back into downward facing dog. Good. And then bend your knees, look up to your hands, bring your feet up to your hands. Half lift. Exhale, fold forward. And then next, inhale, reach up. If you want, reach back. Hands to heart center. Let's just roll out our wrist a little bit, just from holding that plank. Stretch it out. All right. From here, we're just going to take our feet about hip distance apart. Draw your shoulders down and back and interlace your hands behind your back. Good. Inhale, standing up nice and tall. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. You're going to keep the knees soft and allow your hands to lift up off of your lower back. Lifting the shoulders up higher. Keep lifting up through the hips. Deep breath. And then keeping your hands interlaced, inhale to slowly make your way all the way up. All right, very good. And then you can release. From here, we're going to come into a chair pose. So you're just going to sit back, bend your knees, reach your arms up. Draw your shoulders down and back. About 5 deep breaths. And then on your next exhale, we'll flow through a vinyasa, so folding forward, coming to a half lift. And then bend your knees, plant your hands, coming back to a plank. Lowering down to an up dog or cobra. Coming into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to come to 3-legged down dog. So reach that right leg up. Nice and high. Stretch it out. Deep breath. And then from here, we're going to come forward on the left toe, bring the right knee to the nose, and we're going to hold it here for a few breaths. So this is working the core. So coming up high, you're lifting kind of like a cow stretch, knees up towards the chest, coming onto the left toe. Deep breaths for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot through between the hands. Yes. So that exercise is a prep to get that foot. Sometimes it lands halfway to try to learn how to get that foot up higher. So let's spin the back heel down and set up for warrior 1. Front heels in the middle of that back foot. Knees over your ankle, hips square to the front. So you can start out by just bringing the hands to the hips, making sure they're square to the front. And then we'll reach the arms up. Draw your shoulders back, staying here for a few breaths. Good. Getting a nice bend in that front knee. Interlace your hands behind your back. Draw your shoulders down and back. We're going to come to humble warrior, bringing your chest inside that knee. Relax your head down, so chin towards your chest. And then if you want, you can lift the arms up. You can bring your hands down to your lower back. Release the hands on either side of the foot. Lift the back heel up. We'll flow through a vinyasa, making our way to the other side. And same thing on the other side. Coming into downward facing dog. Then 3-legged down dog, reaching the opposite leg up. Just stretching it out for a few breaths. And then you're going to come forward on the right toe, left knee high to the chest, rounding the back. Yes. Get it up nice and high. Draw the shoulders apart for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get that foot as close as you can up between the hands. Spin the back heel down. Good. So we're making our way up to warrior 1. Take your time. Find your balance. Maybe take your hands to your hips. Left hip back, right hip forward. You want that front knee to be over the ankle if possible. It's working towards that. And then reach the arms up. Good. Coming back to your breath. And then from here, we'll interlace our hands behind our back again. Draw your shoulders down and back and take your time to make your way forward. Bringing the chest to the inside of that knee. Let your head relax down. And then maybe lift your hands up away from your lower back. Good. And then you can release your hands, stepping back to a plank, going through a vinyasa. Coming into downward facing dog. All right, from here, just dropping down to your hands and knees. We'll take a child's pose or just grab a drink of water. Just kind of pause here. We have one more kind of yoga vinyasa flow. And take your time, but whenever you're ready, we're coming back into a downward facing dog. We're going to come to a 3-legged down dog again. This time you're going to bend at the knee and open up the hip. So just stretching it out, flexing that back foot, stacking the hips. So think open that right hip up. And then we're going to bring that right foot through between the hands. Just pause here. Make sure your front knee's over top of the ankle. That back heel stays lifted. We're coming to a high lunge. So take your time to find your balance. Maybe starting out here. And then when you're ready, you can reach up. Good. Draw the shoulders back. Straightening through that back leg. Deep breath. Nice and strong. And then we're going to spin the back heel down, warrior 2. So hips square to the side. Relax the shoulders down. Work towards getting a nice bend in that front knee again. We're going to reach forward to extended side angle. So you can start out bringing the right forearm above the knee. Reach that left arm up. Extend the left arm forward. So the bicep is towards the ear. Yes. Either just stay here. Everyone looks great. But if this is easy and you want to go deeper, you can bring the fingertips lower all the way to the mat. All right, we're going to bring that left hand down. Bring your back foot up. Take your right foot a little bit to the right so both hands are inside that right foot. All right, from here, we're going to make our way to a side plank on the left side. So you're going to spin that left heel down, and you're going to bring that other foot either staggered, stacked, or you can always drop the bottom knee down. All right, so a side plank, any variation. Yeah, perfect. Yes, just like that. Perfect. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Let's come back through to the center. Come back to downward facing dog. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So 3-legged down dog. Reach the left leg up. Bend at the knee. Open up the hip this time. Stretch it out. Flexing that back foot. Deep breath. And then bring that left knee high to the chest, left foot through between your hands. We'll pause here. Check your front knees over your ankles, straighten through that back knee. Make sure your feet are a little bit staggered. Take your time to make your way up to a plank. Find your balance, maybe bringing one hand to the knee, then the other. And then you can lengthen through your spine. I'm going to take a nice picture here. Everyone's looking good. All right. Because that's motivation to hold it good. All right, we're going to come to warrior two. Good. Spin the back heel down. Relax the shoulders. Sinking deeper in towards that front leg. Energetically, think squeeze the inner thighs towards each other, so you're really engaging through the legs. Good. We're going to come to extended side angle. So reach forward, letting the forearm come above the knee. Open up that right arm towards the sky. And then you can reach forward so the biceps towards the ear. Maybe you just focus on holding this. But if you want to go deeper, if this feels kind of easy, you can bring the fingertips down. Good, and then bring your right hand back down. Take your left foot a little bit to the left. Lift that back heel up. Just pause here. So we're rolling onto the side where the leg's out long, rolling onto the right side. So spin that right heel to the side, and then take that foot. Feet can be stacked. Staggered helps with balance, or you can always drop the bottom knee down, but coming to some type of side plank variation. Good. Holding it here. For 5, embrace the shakiness. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back through to the center. You can just come down to your hands and knees. We'll take a drink of water. Just kind of pause here. Good job. All right, so we're going to do one more little set of core exercises, and then we'll do our yin yoga, which is just the deep stretching. All right, so we're going to come to a seat. If you were here Monday, Yoga Pilates is going to be something similar with boat poses. So we're going to start out with a high boat, and we're going to go lower down to a low boat, and then come to line on our back. All right, so draw the shoulders apart. You're going to point the toes, bring the heels in towards you, and then bring your feet up however far you can. Maybe they're just here. If you want, you can straighten the legs. Energy through the arms, and we're going to lower down as slow as we can. So super slow. Good. As you come down, you want to keep your shoulders up, keep your toes up, and we're going to hold it for 5. Your shoulders lifted. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now relax down. Good. Just stay here. Maybe take the feet out wide, bend the knees. We'll windshield wiper the knees side to side a few times. All right, so from here, we're going to take our legs out long. Lift your shoulders up, energy through the arms. Lift your right foot up just like a couple inches off the mat. Lift the left foot up just like an inch, and we're going to hold it here. Energy through the shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. You guys feel that shake? That means it's working. It means you're doing it right. All right, so next we're going to do the other side. So lift your shoulders up nice and high, energy through the arms. Take your left leg up a little bit higher. Right heel's just like an inch off of the mat. For 5, 4, 3, good, 2, 1. Relax, or take your feet out wide and windshield wiper your knees side to side a few times. All right, so the next one we're going to do both legs. Both legs at the same time, and then lifting up the arms and the chest and the head. All right, take the legs out long when you're ready. Reach up, both legs together. Lift the shoulders up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One more set, or one more exercise. So we're going to start with that low boat, which is what we just did, and slowly make our way up to high boat. All right, however you can. If you have to use momentum, you can use momentum, but trying to go slow. So let's reach our shoulders, our arms up, reach both legs up at the same time. We're going to hold it here and then slowly work your way up to a high boat, holding it here for 5, 4, good, 3, 2, 1. You can hug your knees to your chest. Great job, everyone. Awesome. All right, so grab a drink of water. So good news, we're about halfway through class. The second half of the class, we're going to slow down and just really do some deep stretching. All right. So we're going to start out, it's called shoelace pose. So go ahead and let's all take our left leg out long. Cross your right knee on top, and you're going to work towards right foot on top. You're going to work towards walking that foot over to the side so that your knees are stacked or as close to that as you can. So this is going to start, you're going to start feeling it in the hip. That's kind of what we're targeting. Option to keep that leg out long, or you can try to bend the knee back. So you don't have to bend it back. It's just if it feels like you could do that pretty easily, you might want to try that. All right, from here, kind of just check in. So if you take your heels and bring them close to you, it's going to decrease the hip stretch. If you walk them away, it's going to be harder. All right. From here, we're going to add a twist. So take your left hand to that right knee, right hand behind your back. So just sitting up nice and tall, looking over your shoulder, twisting through the upper body. Good. From here, we'll make our way back through to the center. All right, so we're going to stay here. If you're able to, you're going to start to come forward to go deeper into the stretch. Just moving nice and slow. So just kind of noticing as you come forward, that really starts to increase the stretch in your hips. And you want to, because we're holding this longer, you want to allow your body to kind of melt into it. You want to make sure you're not tensing up. We're getting a deep stretch, but we're trying to also at the same time let those muscles relax and release because we're trying to stretch the deeper tissues. And in order to access the deeper tissues, we need to hold it for a longer period of time and just kind of apply that constant, consistent pressure of the stretch. So just coming back to your breath. And we're trying to access the tissues beyond the muscles into the ligaments and the joints, the bones, trying to kind of restore that fluidity back in there. We'll take about 3 more deep breaths here. And then you can take your time, so just moving nice and slow to walk your hands back. Just kind of pausing at the top with a straight back. And then you can untwist your legs and just kind of shake them out a little bit. They might feel stiff right away, but usually that goes away fairly quickly. So we'll just come to a counter stretch. We're going to come to reverse tabletop. So you can take your hands behind you, heels up in towards you, lift the hips up. Holding it here, maybe dropping the head back. 3 to 5 deep breaths. And then lower back down. All right, before we go to the other side, we're going to come to just a mini Shavasana. All right, so we're just going to lie flat on our back, holding it here again, just about 5 deep breaths, just allowing the back to lie flat. So between our yin yoga poses, just to give those muscles time to kind of rejuvenate, we kind of just do some counter stretches and then move on to the next pose or the other side. Good. And then from here, slowly make your way back up. So hopefully that stiffness is gone from your muscles. And we will set up for the other side. So take the right leg out long, or just make sure you switch sides. Cross the other foot on top, and then we're walking that foot to the side, working towards stacking the knees. Maybe just noticing if this side feels a little different. If you bent that knee back on the last side, seeing if you can do that again on this side. If you didn't, then maybe not worrying about it. All right, and then just kind of see how it feels. Maybe bring the heels in close towards you, and then walk the feet away a little bit and just kind of notice the difference. Trying to keep the sit bones down. You can keep it at wherever feels comfortable, but it will be a deeper stretch if the feet are a little bit away from you. From here, we're going to come to the twist. So whatever knee's on top, take that opposite arm to that knee, looking over your shoulder. And then you can make your way back through to the center. And we're going to slowly just make our way forward. So maybe just a little bit to start with. And then taking your time to come a little bit further. Just noticing how this side feels compared to the other side. And you may not even have to fold forward much at all to feel it. Allow your muscles to relax. So if they're tensing up, just consciously allow them to release. Coming back to your breath. About 2 to 3 more deep breaths. And then moving nice and slow, just walking the hands back, kind of pausing at the top, and then slowly untwisting the legs and just shaking your legs out. And then we'll come to that reverse tabletop again. Bring your heels in close, lifting the hips up high, maybe dropping your head back. Good, and then you can lower down. And we're going to come into another mini Shavasana, just lying flat on our back for a few breaths. And then you can bend your knees, hug your knees in towards your chest, and then maybe roll forward and back a few times along your spine, maybe 3 or 4 times. And then you can make your way up to a seat. All right. So our next yin yoga pose is going to be a puppy pose. So it's going to be on our hands and knees. We'll start out, and if your mat's kind of thin, and so this is kind of the pose we're going towards. And if your mat's thin, that's a lot of pressure on your knees, you can kind of just double up your mat by just folding it so you have a little extra padding if you want. Or like if you have a towel, that's perfect. Yeah. All right, so you're just going to keep your hips up high and then just stretch the arms forward, bringing your forehead down. Hips stay high over the knees. So this is working our upper body here, stretching out our upper back, our arms, and our shoulders. Just coming back to your breath. Let's take about 2 or 3 more breaths here. And then we're just going to walk the hands back. We're going to come to Child's pose variation, so you could bring your knees together. You can either stay upright if you want, just interlacing your hands behind your back. So this is just kind of a counter stretch for our shoulders. Or you could come down to child's pose variation, staying here, or just with your palms up. So just allowing those shoulders to release. Good, and then you can make your way up to a seat. If you have water, we'll grab a drink of water, and then we're going to finish on our backs. So we're just going to set up for a bridge pose. So just bring your heels in towards you, palms down, lift your hips up, maybe interlace the hands underneath the back. You can walk the arms under the shoulders, and we're just going to hold it up here, maybe like somewhere between 5 and 10 deep breaths. One or two more deep breaths. And then you can lower yourself back down. Take your feet out wide. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. All right, let's hug our right knee in towards our chest, left leg out long. And let's just stretch it out. So straighten that right leg, hands behind your thigh or behind your calf, just gently pulling it down towards you. Maybe rolling up the ankles a few times. And then bend that right knee back in towards your chest, and we're going to come to a twist. So you're going to bring that right knee up and over to the left side. You can relax your left hand on top of that knee or on top of that leg. Take your right arm maybe out to a T or just kind of bent at the elbow, cactus arms, or just bent up overhead. Either looking up towards the clouds, or you could look in the opposite direction of your knee for a little bit of a neck stretch. And then you can slowly make your way back through to the center. We're going to straighten both legs. Reach your arms up overhead, just stretching out nice and long. And then we'll set up for the other side. So bend that left knee in towards your chest, hug that knee nice and high, and then straighten the leg, interlacing a hand behind the thigh or the calf, rolling out your ankles a few times. And then you can bend that left knee back in towards your chest, and we're going to take that left knee up and over to the right side. Allow your right hand to relax on the knee or the leg. Left arm comes out to the side, maybe at a bent elbow or out to a T. And then you can slowly make your way back through to the center. Reach your arms up overhead, straighten both legs. And then we're going to finish with happy baby pose. So reaching for the outsides of your feet, crossing the knees down towards the mat, maybe rocking side to side. Two or three more breaths here. And then we'll bring our feet together. We're going to come to a lying down butterfly stretch before we come into Shavasana. So just let the knees relax out to the side. Maybe letting your palms open up out to the side, allowing your shoulders and your chest to relax down. Either staying here or you can straighten your legs, making your way to a full Shavasana. Finding a comfortable position to just lie flat on your back for the last 3 minutes or so of class. Getting out any kind of last movement, any last fidgeting, so that you can come to a place of stillness. Allowing your body to just melt into the mat. Allowing yourself this time to not have to do any type of movement. Telling your body to just consciously release and relax. From here, take a nice deep inhale, complete exhale, and one more time, nice deep inhale, complete exhale, and then just start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, rolling out your ankles, rolling out your wrists, starting to bring energy back into your body. Reaching your arms up overhead like you're just waking up, reawakening. Maybe bending your knees. And rolling onto your side. So kind of pausing on your side is kind of a halfway point, staying there for 2 to 3 breaths. And then just moving nice and slow to make your way all the way up to a seat. And we'll just finish by bringing our hands to our heart center. Take one more deep inhale, reaching our arms out and up. Pressing our palms together to bring our hands back down. Taking a moment to feel a sense of gratitude for the beautiful evening we had tonight. Sense of peacefulness from the practice. And just allowing the positive energy that you feel from your practice to be a benefit to yourself and the people around you throughout the evening and throughout the day tomorrow. Namaste. Great job. What a nice evening.
The clouds were actually really nice. We're used to so many clear skies.